There was a time not long ago when silence fell between us, a prolonged, painful period of no contact that left an unbridgeable void. During these months of separation, you experienced a profound loneliness, and in my own time of reflection, I came to a heart-wrenching realization. I now understand that my actions were selfish and inconsiderate. I allowed my own needs and insecurities to dominate our connection, turning what should have been a balanced, mutual relationship into something lopsided and neglectful. I deeply regret that my behavior caused you to feel unloved and abandoned, a mistake that now haunts me with an ever-growing sense of guilt. This time apart has forced me to confront the magnitude of the emotional pain I caused you. With every passing day, my reflection has peeled back layers of self-interest, revealing just how much I had taken your love and devotion for granted. I now see clearly that I neglected your feelings and needs, leaving you in the chill of isolation and despair. The remorse I feel is overwhelming, compounded by the knowledge that my inattention and pride made you suffer profoundly. In my heart, I realize that I failed to truly appreciate the depth of your love and the sincerity with which you gave yourself to us, a realization that has ignited within me an awakening as painful as it is necessary. I have come to see, painfully, the unique and captivating essence that you embody. Your appeal extends far beyond simple physical beauty. There is a tender warmth and nurturing quality in you that strikes a rare chord in the turbulent world around us. Your gentle and caring nature shines through even in the darkest moments, setting you apart in a place where indifference and harshness often prevail. This compassion is a rare treasure, one that I now cherish with all my heart. I regret with every fiber of my being that I once overlooked these qualities, choosing instead to be driven by my ego and misplaced sense of control. It is impossible for me to forget the extent of my thoughtlessness. I recall how you immersed yourself in our relationship with complete sincerity and devoted your whole heart to me. You showered me with love, support, and unwavering attention, gifts that I once too readily dismissed. Instead of reciprocating the care you so generously offered, I allowed my pride to obstruct my appreciation. In letting my ego dictate my behavior, I made you feel isolated, jealous, and insecure. The reality is now painfully apparent. The absence of your warmth, your comforting words, and your ever-present support has left me desperate for redemption. I can no longer ignore the truth that we often only realize the value of what we have lost when it is already gone. The solitude and silence that have marked these past months are now my constant companions. Every quiet moment is a reminder of the love we once shared, and every memory of your kindness only intensifies the void left by my mistakes. I find myself replaying our past experiences, the laughter, the gentle hugs, the whispered assurances, and with each recollection, my heart aches more. It has become an undeniable truth. My actions and attitude have stripped away something truly beautiful, something that I can never reclaim unless I face and own up to my shortcomings. In this long period of self-reflection, I have begun to see the darker side of my behavior. I recognize now that my need to feel superior and in control was not strength, but a significant flaw, a destructive trait that ultimately contributed to our breakup. My obsession with maintaining a false sense of superiority blinded me to the vulnerability and love you so earnestly offered. This awakening of self-awareness has filled me with a deep sense of shame and regret. I recognize that my behavior was not only selfish but also utterly disrespectful of the love you freely shared with me. Throughout our separation, I have also come to appreciate the incredible patience you showed me, patience that was both unconditional and enduring. Even when I was undeserving, when I was drowning in my own pride and insecurities, you stood steadfast by my side. Your unwavering support and gentle presence were beacons of hope, even as I pushed you away with my actions. Now, more than ever, I am acutely aware of the emptiness I created in your heart by failing to honor your love and devotion. The realization that I caused you deep-seated pain compounds my guilt and propels me into a journey of self-improvement. I wish to show you through every action that I can become the partner you deserve, someone who reciprocates your love with the same intensity and sincerity with which you gave it. This time apart has catalyzed a profound transformation within me. I have resolved to let go of the destructive habits born of my pride and insecurity. I now understand that true love requires humility, empathy, and an earnest effort to change for the better. With every day that passes, I work to dismantle the behaviors that drove us apart. I am committed to redeeming myself so that I can one day offer you the stability and affection you deserve. I sincerely hope that, with time, you might find it in your heart to forgive me and grant me the opportunity to prove that I have grown and learned from my past mistakes. Growing up, I faced a harsh reality. I had to learn early on that to be accepted by others, I had to constantly adapt, sometimes sacrificing who I truly was in the process. I remember vividly the relentless pressure to mold myself to fit in, adjusting my behavior, interests, and even my appearance to meet the ever-changing expectations of those around me. The burden of this constant need to conform was overwhelming and unyielding. Every social encounter felt like an interrogation, as if I were undergoing a test, its outcome always crucial, its verdict always potentially rejection. This gnawing need to conform was compounded by the harsh lesson that the only person I could ultimately depend on was myself. Friends and acquaintances offered temporary comfort, their support fleeting and conditional on their own whims. This revelation only deepened my commitment to self-improvement through external validation. I believed that if I could perfect myself to society's standards, I could finally earn the acceptance and stability I so desperately sought. However, as I immersed myself in this quest for perfection, I began to see the shadow it cast over my life. The relentless pressure to conform was not a path to true happiness. Instead, it slowly transformed into an oppressive weight, a constant reminder that no matter how hard I tried, I would never escape the vicious cycle of self-doubt and dependency. The very habits I developed in an effort to cope with life's pressures became crutches, temporary fixes that eventually solidified into harmful addictions. Initially, these habits seemed like harmless indulgences, a brief escape from the unyielding demands of everyday life. But as time passed, they grew into ingrained patterns that I found increasingly difficult to break free from. They took on the insidious role of a daily necessity, a shortcut to momentary relief, even as I knew deep within me that they were slowly eroding my well-being. What began as minor indulgences gradually morphed into full-blown dependencies, etching themselves into the fabric of my daily routine. I reached a point where I could no longer imagine life without these crutches, even though I was painfully aware of their detrimental impact. It was amidst this internal chaos, a life overshadowed by habits born of a desperate need to escape, that I encountered you. From the very first moment my eyes met yours, I sensed something extraordinary about you. Unlike me, burdened by the weight of your own struggles and dependencies, you radiated a natural grace and authenticity that was impossible to ignore. You carried yourself with a calm assurance that spoke of inner strength and resilience, qualities far removed from the superficial pursuits that consumed so many around you. Your presence was like a soothing balm to my weary soul. You were unburdened by the toxic habits that I had allowed to rule my life. Instead, you embraced life's challenges with poise and dignity, never asking for anything excessive or unrealistic. Your natural state was refreshingly uncontrived, a contrast to the chaotic routine that had come to define my existence. In your company, I found not only the warmth of a human connection, but also the clarity to realize that my path was flawed, that the very addictions and self-defeating habits I had clung to were not the solutions to life's challenges but rather the symptoms of deeper issues. Being with you forced me to confront the discrepancies in my life, the artificiality of my own existence when compared to the effortless authenticity you embodied. Your grounded nature, your self-assured demeanor, and the sheer beauty of your being opened my eyes to the fact that I had been chasing after a hollow idea of acceptance. Instead of fulfilling me, those futile pursuits trapped me in a cycle of dependency and dissatisfaction. Your influence, subtle yet transformative, compelled me to re-examine my choices and allowed me to glimpse a life that I had long been too afraid to pursue, one defined by genuine connection, inner harmony, and true self-worth. As the days turned into months during our separation, I began to understand more clearly the immense impact of your love and support, a support that remained steadfast even when I was too lost to see it. The memories of our shared moments became both a solace and a painful reminder of everything I had lost due to my own destructive behaviors. I ached to hear your voice again, to see your smile light up the room, and to feel your loving presence that always made everything seem possible. Your absence has been like a silent void, echoing with the sound of my own regrets, urging me to change. Today, I stand at a crossroads, filled with a deep longing to mend the fractures of our past. I am desperate to show you that I have changed, that I now understand the immeasurable value of your love and the importance of nurturing it with every fiber of my being. I am ready to offer you a partner who is both attentive and thoughtful, someone who cherishes your love as the most precious gift. I yearn to be the person who stands by you through every challenge, who honors every facet of your personality, and who fully reciprocates the unwavering affection you once bestowed upon me. In my quiet moments of contemplation, I recognize just how much I have missed your presence, the comforting cadence of your words, the warmth of your laughter, and the safe haven your love provided. Each memory of you stokes a flame of regret for what I have lost because of my own misguided pride. I long to bridge the gap that has grown between us, to offer you my most sincere apologies, and to prove through my actions that I am more than the sum of my past mistakes. I wish to rebuild what we once had, to construct a future underpinned by mutual respect, understanding, and a love that grows stronger every day. My journey over these past months has been one of painful self-discovery and transformation. I have spent countless hours examining my past behavior, confronting the negative patterns that led me to neglect your feelings and cloud the brightness of our shared moments. Through this process, I have come to appreciate the true essence of empathy, not only toward you but toward every person whose life I touch. This newfound empathy has altered my perspective on love and relationships, reinforcing the belief that genuine connection is built on understanding, vulnerability, and the willingness to grow together. The clarity I have gained about my past missteps has also fueled a determination to live a more authentic life, one where I set aside my ego and embrace the humility that true love demands. I now recognize the critical difference between seeking validation through superficial means and achieving inner fulfillment by being true to myself. The lessons learned from my addictions, the unhealthy patterns I once leaned on for escape, and the desperation for external acceptance have all become stepping stones toward a more stable and loving version of myself. I want you to know that my commitment to change is not fleeting. Every day, I strive to better understand my shortcomings, to heal the wounds of past behaviors, and to prepare myself to return to you as a partner worthy of your trust and love. I stand here today, not as the person who once took your love for granted, but as someone who is deeply determined to correct the wrongs of the past. I hope that with time, you can see these changes in me. I want nothing more than to rebuild our relationship on the firm foundations of respect, humility, and sincere devotion. I understand that words alone cannot mend the breach created by my actions. I am ready to back my promises with concrete actions, to prove each day that I have learned the painful lessons of my past. I envision a future where the memory of our separation is transformed into a testament of growth, a reminder that even amidst human frailty, love can be rebuilt stronger than before. Your silence during our time apart has been both a heavy reminder of my own failures and an impetus for personal redemption. It has driven me to reassess the choices I made and to commit wholeheartedly to becoming the partner you deserve. I dream of days when I can once again bask in the warmth of your presence, savoring every shared moment, every laugh, every tear. I want to demonstrate through every action that I am ready to put aside my ego and stand by you through all of life's ups and downs. Now, as I write these words, I carry the immense weight of regret alongside a fervent hope, a hope that forgiveness may one day bridge the gap between us, that my transformation can be a beacon of the deep love I have for you. My every thought is filled with memories of the times we shared, and each one is a reminder of the beautiful bond that once illuminated my world. I am prepared to embark on a new chapter with you, built on the promises of change, the lessons of past mistakes, and the profound commitment to cherish you more than ever before. In closing, I want you to know that the time apart has been a crucible for my soul, a necessary journey marked by introspection, remorse, and the gradual discovery of what true love should be. Every moment, every memory, and every reflection has led me to this turning point. I now understand that my path to redemption lies in being better, in appreciating you in every possible way, and in proving that my commitment extends far beyond fleeting words. I eagerly await the day when you might be ready to see me anew, to allow us the opportunity to heal together, and to rebuild a future where mutual respect and unwavering affection light our way. This rewritten narrative expands on every aspect of my previous actions, my reflections during our time apart, and my deep desire for atonement. I want to convey that I have grown through the pain of separation and that I now clearly understand the consequences of my past mistakes. I have come to appreciate not only the magnificent qualities you possess but also the precious gift of a genuine connection, something I lost because I allowed my ego and pride to take over. Every aspect of this transformation is a reminder of how important you are to me. I now recognize that true love should elevate rather than diminish, that respect should be the cornerstone of any relationship, and that a partnership built on honesty and vulnerability is the only path to lasting happiness. I have seen the error of my ways, and I stand ready to do the work required to honor the depth of your love. This is not just a request for forgiveness, it is a promise to rebuild our relationship on a new foundation. I know that actions must speak louder than words, and I am fully committed to demonstrating my sincerity through every decision I make from this day forward. I long for a future where, together, we can create memories that are filled with respect, understanding, and a continuous reaffirmation of our shared commitment. I appreciate your patience and the immense grace you showed me in times when I was undeserving. I wholeheartedly hope that one day, you might see that my journey towards self-improvement is sincere and that my desire to reconnect is more than just a nostalgic longing for what once was. It is an earnest effort to repair our bond and to finally treat the relationship with the reverence it deserves. As I conclude these reflections, I want you to know that I am prepared to invest all of my energy into proving that this time will be different, a future where we stand united, resilient against all adversity, supported by the profound love that once brought us together and can bring us together again. I miss you dearly, and I await the chance to show you, step by step, that my transformation is real and that our shared future can be as bright and promising as the love that initially ignited our bond.